Well, hello everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, How to Go from Exhausted to Energized in 4 Simple Steps. I'm Amy Ribicki with Simply Natural Coaching, and we're just going to wait a couple of more minutes and let a few more people pop on. So in the meantime, if you'd like to close out of any social media that you have, maybe silence your phone, you can grab a pen and paper if you'd like to take notes. But I'm really excited to share this information with you and help you implement it into your life today. So thank you so much for joining all of us. And we've got a great group here. While I'm presenting, if you have any questions, you can type them in the chat, which is on the right side of your screen. And to open that up, you just press the chat button at the bottom if you're new to Zoom. And you can just ask a question at any time. I will answer the questions at the end of the presentation, so you've got a little bit of time, but please answer or ask a question anytime you think of something, because I want to make sure that your questions are answered at the end. So welcome again. We've got several people here, and I'm just thankful that you're here. I'm going to share my screen with you. You're going to still see me, but I won't see your questions, so please put them in there in the chat. All right. Welcome to How to Go from Exhausted to Energized in 4 Simple Steps, even if it feels impossible right now. So this is me. I'm a certified healthy life coach, and I'll tell you a little bit more about how I became a coach in a little bit. But my mission really is to empower women to create the life that they really want, and one that is free from worry, anxiety, stress. And I really believe that women wear many hats, and I like to help women have it all. So without guilt or sacrifice, they can have the life that they want and do everything that they really want to do. So with my coaching, I provide transformational habit change. So the goal really is to create new habits that support the way that you want to live and have them last. So no more repeating the same old behaviors and getting the same result. All right, so the next 45 minutes, approximately, I'm going to share with you the steps that I've actually taken hundreds of women through teaching, coaching, and speaking to simplify their life, to slow down, to get more energy, and to make themselves a priority. And you're going to learn those steps today and how to implement them. So here's what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you how you can go from feeling like your life is out of control to feeling like you're at peace. So life can be busy. We can all feel like we're overwhelmed. But some of these steps I'm showing you are going to help you create peace in your life even during that busyness. And I'm going to help you learn how to truly have energy and feel rested at the same time. So it's really a 2-for-1, and I believe you can do both. And to have time for yourself so you can do the things you really love, things you want to do most. So these steps will help you with that. and how to spend time with the ones you love free from distractions. So no multitasking, no on the phone thinking of all the 100 things you have to do, but really be present in the moment with the ones that you love. So my promise to you is that when you use these steps, you will both have energy and peace in your life. So they'll bring you both. There's nothing for sale. So at the end, I do have a free gift for you, but during this presentation, I really want you to be focusing on how you can implement these steps into your life today. But stick around to the end because I do have something to give to you, and I want you to be able to take advantage of that. All right, so this class is for you if you feel exhausted all the time. So if energy is something that you're really missing and you find that no matter what you do, that you're still feeling tired, then these steps will help you with that. And this class is for you if you feel drained or spread thin. So if you're feeling like too many pieces of you are all over the place and being pulled in many directions, these steps will help you with that. Do you wear too many hats? Too many responsibilities, too many people you have to be, too many people you have to please during your day? These steps will help you with that. Maybe you never have time for yourself. So no time for you just to be by yourself and do what you want. And so if time is an issue, then these steps will help you. Maybe you want to discover how to create calm out of your chaos. I know I really did. So I believe that we can be very busy, but we can also stay calm through it. And these steps are going to help you with that. All right, so this class is for you if you want to feel rested and refreshed when you wake up. So if your sleep is something that is not solid, you wake up frequently, and you don't really feel rested when you wake up, then this class is for you. If you want to have energy all throughout your day, so none of these highs and lows where you just feel like you have good energy steady through the day. This class is for you if you dream of having time for yourself to do what you love most. And maybe it is just taking a walk by yourself. And this class is for you if you want to be present with the ones you love, free from distractions. So again, being in the moment and not thinking of 100 other things that you feel like you need to do. Very present. This class is for you if you want to have it all without sacrificing what you really desire. And I believe you can have that. So stick around. All right, so I'm going to ask you a few questions, and I want you to think about if this applies to you. If it sounds like you, then you're in the right place. Are you rushing everywhere and have trouble slowing down? So think about your day, and maybe even before you came to this class, were you rushing everywhere and never slowed down? Are you thinking about the rest of your day and when you're going to slow down? So busyness is a struggle for you. Okay, are you sacrificing what you really desire and always doing something for someone else? I think as women, we get pulled in many directions. So if you feel like you're always doing something for someone else and you never get to do anything for yourself, then you're in the right place. All right, do you feel drained, spread thin, and have trouble falling asleep or staying asleep? Okay, so sleep is super important. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. So if you're missing out on your sleep and you're feeling exhausted throughout the day. All right, a few more questions. Tell me if this sounds like you. Do you feel stressed, like you're trying to keep your head just above the surface of the water? So imagine your stress level, or think about your stress level, and do you feel like you're always sinking? If you don't just keep going, that you're going to sink below the surface of the water. So stress. Is stress one of the struggles that you have? And again, exhaustion and not having time for yourself. Is that you? Do you feel exhausted and have no time for yourself? Do you feel distracted and never present in anything you do? And you often multitask just to feel accomplished. So how many things are you doing at the same time just so you can get the list done for the day? So you're never really present in anything you're doing. Well, I believe the real problem is you're missing the right steps. So you're in the right place if those things apply to you. So I believe once you take these next 4 steps that you're going to know how to do the following things. And these are going to be good. You're going to know how to have energy and less stress. Oh, it sounds fabulous. You're going to want to jump just like this. More energy, less stress. You're going to know how to slow down and be present in every moment. So again, not distracted, but really enjoying what you're doing. And you're going to know how to honor yourself as well as your commitments. So it doesn't mean you're just going to give up all your responsibilities, but you're going to know how to be able to do both. So you get to win. And you're going to know how to nourish yourself and tune into your passion. So what is it that you love to do that you haven't been doing? All right, so this class is not for you. If you'd rather continue making excuses, living in chaos instead of finding relief. So if you don't want to change anything and you just want to stay the way you are, that's okay. That's where you're at. But this class isn't going to help you. So how badly do you want things to be different? That's what only you can answer. I believe you have to have a desire for change and you have to have a willingness to do something different and the motivation to follow through. And sometimes you need help with that, but you have to at least have the desire to do something different. So how badly do you want things to be different? Okay, these 4 steps that I'm going to show you in just a minute will bring you more energy, more peace, and the freedom to choose to live with calm every day. So again, you can be busy and have a lot of things that you want to accomplish, but you're going to be able to enjoy them more. And I'm going to walk you exactly through how to do them right now. Are you ready? I know you are. Okay, well, I know how you feel, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I became a coach. I've been in your shoes, probably feeling very much like you do. Before I became a healthy life coach, I was teaching health and wellness for about 30 years. When I graduated from college, I taught adult fitness and personal trained for about 16 years. And then I got frustrated because the adults I was working with had the same habits for a long time. And I noticed that they did well when I was working with them because they had that accountability and support. But then when I didn't see them for a while, they had gone back to their old ways of doing things. So my solution was to teach students. So I taught K through 12th grade, middle school mainly, but physical education and health. And I always coached high school athletics. So I did this for about 14 years. And I have to say I was super busy. I was very stressed and I never had time for myself. Particularly as a teacher, I was always coaching, so a lot of my activities were after school and on the weekends, and so it limited my time. So I was very stressed. And I found myself multitasking. I found that I had not enough time to do things, and so I often stayed up late, and I got up early, and I had trouble relaxing. Then I chose a different path. And I was approaching my 50th birthday, and I really wanted to do something differently. Decided I want to work with adults again, but I wanted to find a different way than I had done before. So I'd come to the conclusion that over the 30 years of teaching health and wellness, that habits are the root of all of our behaviors. And I wanted to learn how to create habit change. So I knew I needed to get some more training. So what do we do now when we want to know something? We Google it. So I Googled habit change. And I found the Health Coach Institute, and I enrolled in their Become a Health Coach program. And I was still teaching, so I could do this online while I was getting my training. And so I set out, literally, to help others change their lives, and I transformed my own. I had not expected this, because during the training, I was coached each week, as well as I practiced as the coach with the other students. And it was during the coaching that I uncovered many lifestyle habits that I had had literally since I was very young. So they came from when I was a child and what I experienced, and I never even realized it. I was very unaware of what I was doing and how it was contributing to how I was feeling. So when I graduated, I set out to help women very much like myself, and very much maybe like you, who are super busy and want to have something different. So through the coaching, I learned how to do things differently, to think differently, and I even started to believe different things about myself. So I'd actually started to work on changing my beliefs, which was amazing. So I've used these 4 steps that I'm going to show you today to do the following: to make myself the priority. This was a big one for me, and it may be for you too. So making myself the priority, and what does that mean? I'm going to share that more in just a minute. To bring balance to my busyness. So I'm still super busy, but I'm balanced. So I'm enjoying things more, and I'm not exhausted all the time. And to create calm out of my chaos. So this is a fabulous one for you guys that are super busy, have careers, and are trying to do a lot of things and do them well. So now, this is me, and a little bit about how my life is now. Now I get to make my own schedule, and I make time for self-care every day. I'm a morning person, so I usually get up and I do my exercise early, and it helps me for the rest of my day. But I don't miss self-care. It's on my calendar. Now I have energy all day long, and I'm free from worrying, stress, and anxiety, and those were big ones for me. So this was huge, and I know they're going to help you as well. So now I get to spend time with the ones that I love and free from distractions, and I can really enjoy who I'm with and what I'm doing. This is my husband, David, and our 2 boys, Hershey and Wrigley. I like to take them with us when we travel, and now I can really be present with them and not be thinking of all the things that I'm not getting done. All right, so here we go. Here's the time for the 4 steps. We're going to dive right in. The first one is clearing clutter. So clearing clutter means clearing clutter from your environment and your schedule. Sounds simple, doesn't it? All right, so most of us have very busy lives, and our schedule is overflowing with commitments and responsibilities. Thinking about your schedule this week, all the things that you're trying to do. But when we have too much clutter, we leave no room for ourselves. And that can create stress, exhaustion, and the other things we've been talking about. We are often distracted, and we often resort to multitasking to get things done. So this may look familiar. We're on our phones, and we're trying to accomplish all the things that we want done in our day instead of living in the moment. So how do you get started in clearing clutter? All right, we're going to break this down. The first step is to look at your environment. So think of your physical environment, where you live, where you spend your time. And the 2 places I like to suggest you start with are either your office or your kitchen. And it may be different for you, maybe there's another area, but usually there's a space that comes right to mind when you say, oh, where do I have clutter in my environment, in my house, where I live? Okay, so think about that spot, and then think about what you can either get rid of, you can donate to someone else, or you can just simply throw it out. Okay, so you want to first look at your environment and think about how you can clear some space in the place that you live. The second part is to look at your schedule, and this can be more tricky. So think about the commitments that you have scheduled and the responsibilities that you have lined up. And I want you to think about one thing that you could either reschedule for a later date, or you can say no to, or you could delegate to someone else. Maybe there's somebody in your life that you could say, could you take care of this for me? So that you have some time for yourself this week. And we're talking about just this week for both of these, your environment and your schedule. It's just this week about where you can clear some clutter. May seem simple, and it can be if you just take it this 1 week. Okay, so why do I believe clearing clutter is so important? Well, you have to get rid of the old furniture to make room for the new. It's an expression we often use. So think about when you clear space in your environment, what it does to you, and in your schedule, how that makes you feel. And this frees up space. It's the time for you to do something that you love, and it's just that clutter that's not weighing on you. If you walk into your kitchen and it looks fresh and clean, it's not weighing on your mind of, oh, I've got to clean this up. And the office is another good space. If it's clean and orderly, it frees up space in your mind. Okay, so what can you expect when you clear clutter? What's going to happen? Well, the first thing I think you're going to notice is it's going to reduce your stress, your worrying, and your anxiety. And it's going to allow you to get more clear on things. And this is an interesting shift. When you free up that space, all of a sudden things seem more clear. And when you free up your mind, you can see what you really want and recognize what was getting in your way. So maybe you'll notice something different than you did before. Then you can begin to implement new things into your life because you've created room for them. And again, that's why the environment and your schedule are the two places to start first. This is one of my friends and a client that I had a couple of years ago who, this is her quote, "Every decision, big or small, can either lead you closer to your goal or further away." So she really benefited from the starting in this clearing the clutter. And then she applied it to the rest of her coaching with me. All right, step 2, let's get moving. So this means find an activity that is easy, safe, and enjoyable for you to do every day. And we're going to break this down as well. So most people do not move enough. This is probably a familiar sight. Most people are sitting on a device or in front of a screen or a computer, and they're just not moving. They're very still. But lack of movement actually contributes to poor health in your body, mind, and spirit. So you may not have thought about that. It's not just your physical health, it's actually your mind and your spirit that are affected when you don't move. So how do you get started to get moving? Well, these are some simple suggestions. The first thing I suggest is you pick something that you're familiar with. You don't have to learn anything new. And then think of something that's also familiar with, but is easy for you to implement every day. So very little for you to do. And some things that you might consider are walking, stretching, maybe biking, if you have a bike, but things that you can just walk out your door or step out your door and do easily, or just do right in your home. So stretching could be a good option. Okay, so familiar and easy to do every day is the first place to start. Then choose a time that's best for you. And I want you to think about this. Take this to heart. We always do what's most pleasurable. Okay? So think about that. When you're going to get moving, you're always going to do what's most pleasurable. So if you're not a morning person, to say that you're going to get up in the morning and go do this movement is probably not very realistic. the chance of you following through, looking forward to it, and enjoying it are much lower. So choosing your time is very important. Again, sounds very simple, but may be overlooked. Okay, why is movement so important? Well, you probably know some of the physical things, like it gets your blood moving, raises your heart rate, strengthens your bones and muscles, keeps you fit, and it can prevent disease. It's also a great way for you to connect to your body and your mind and spirit. And when we do this and we feel very whole, it allows us to give and receive to others more. So another benefit of movement. So what happens when you get moving? Well, I think you're going to notice that you feel better both mentally and physically, and you're going to have a better sense of well-being. So again, that wholeness, that whole feeling of just feeling well. That's probably the first thing you're going to notice. Then I think you might notice that you'll be able to change your mood. You may have a reduced anxiety, stress, and even depression. So definitely your mental, emotional health can be very transformed by getting moving. And you'll stay motivated in following through. So when we feel well, we want to keep doing the things that make us feel well. And this transfers to other things in our life. So it may not just be following through on moving again, but all the other things that you want to do, you may notice that you want to do them more. They seem a little bit easier because you feel better. So my morning workouts, they actually increase my confidence. I feel better about myself after I've been moving. I'm able to focus better when I'm sitting on the computer, doing office work. So I'm just not as restless. Okay, moving on to step 3. Honor your yes and no. This is one of my favorites. So this really means making yourself a priority. So what does that look like? Well, most people say yes to everyone else and no to themselves. So if that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Not honoring yourself can lead to feeling like your life is out of control. You can feel like you're not worthy. Your self-esteem can be affected. It can be dramatically affected if you don't tune into this and make some changes. All right, how do you get started on making yourself a priority? All right, let's make this very simple. The first thing is to begin by choosing something that you'd like to do for yourself this week. So remember a little while ago I was talking about your passions. What is it that you want to do most? So think about that and then decide when you're going to do it. And finally, put it on your calendar. So once you've done this, you've chosen what it is, when you're going to do it, and it's on your calendar, it's now become a commitment to yourself. You're on the calendar. You're one of your plans for the week. Then decide what you will say no to this week. So thinking about your schedule again and all the responsibilities that you've been committed to at this point, and something you can again say either no to, reschedule for another day, or delegate to somebody else. So it's freeing up time for you to do what you want to do during that time. So why do I believe that honoring your yes and no is so important? Well, I think it's one of the most important things for women because it helps us set healthy boundaries. We often do, saying yes to everyone else and no to ourselves. So when we do this, we are setting boundaries and making ourselves more a priority. It also gives us the freedom to live in alignment with the way that we really want to live and who we want to be. So it's just making it easier for us to do those things. It gives us a choice to say yes to ourselves and no to others, to activities, and to anything that's bringing you stress, that's not leading you towards your goal, bringing you joy, keeping you at peace, all those things. So it allows you to say no to those things more easily. So here's what you can expect when you honor your yes and your no. You're going to make yourself a priority and find it much easier to say no. And you're going to feel more aligned with the way that you want to live. So again, just more in alignment, feeling more like yourself, living the way that you really want to be living. You're going to feel free of stress, worry, and anxiety. And you're going to find that you have more joy, peace, and happiness. What a nice trade-off. More joy, peace, and happiness in our lives. All right, the fourth and final step is just breathe. Again, sounds simple, but also can be very challenging. So just breathe means to be conscious of how you are breathing throughout your day and how it affects your energy, your stress, and your mood. Interesting fact, most people hold their breath more than they realize throughout their day. I know we need to breathe, but we're not breathing fully as much as we ought to be. So holding your breath, not breathing fully, can slow your metabolism. It also holds in our stress, can fog our thinking, and it can lead to poor health. So this is a big one to help you create calm out of your chaos. I'm going to share with you how I did that. So how do you get started on breathing? Say, I'm breathing already. Well, we're going to talk about how to breathe fully and incorporate this into your day. We're going to implement what's called the 5-5-7 breathing technique into your day. And this is going to help you learn how to breathe more fully at any time, anywhere. So this is an interesting fact. It actually only takes 2 minutes to be completely relaxed when you use this technique. So if you have the time, you could actually do the full amount of this and find yourself completely relaxed. But I want to actually show you just how to do this, and we're just going to do it a couple times. So we're going to give it a try. So here's what it looks like. I'm going to count for you. You're going to breathe in for a count of 5. Then you're going to hold for a count of 5. And you're going to exhale in a count of 7. Now again, if you did this 10 times, just about 2 minutes, you could be completely relaxed. So let's give it a try. Wherever you are, unless you're driving, you put your feet flat on the floor, sit comfortably. You may even close your eyes. You want to put your hands on your belly so you can feel your belly up, go up and down when you breathe. And just listen to me as I count for you. And you're going to breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's a very simple technique. I call it the 5-5-7 breathing technique. So you won't forget how the counting is. But when you do this, let's talk about why it's so important. When you start incorporating breathing, it relieves stress and it promotes better blood flow. So you're actually going to be getting blood to all areas of your body more efficiently when you do this breathing more throughout the day. It makes you more mindful of your body and increases your energy. So you may have even noticed that in just those couple times. Is how you notice your body a little bit more when you're focusing on your breathing. And this is going to actually increase your energy when you breathe more fully throughout your day. So what else will you notice when you breathe more fully? Well, I think you're going to have more energy and you're going to be able to stay calm. And I used to use this technique when I was teaching PE, even when I was still teaching class. I didn't close my eyes, I didn't sit still, but I did the 5-5-7 breathing technique to help me calm down in the midst of the chaos, whatever was happening in the class. And you can metabolize your food better, especially if you incorporate this breathing in between your bites. So if you just breathe more fully in between bites while you're eating, you will actually bring more oxygen into your body, into your digestive system, and help you metabolize your food better. Another bonus for breathing more fully. You'll be more mindful of your breath and how it can reduce your stress anytime and anywhere. So mindfulness, breathing can help you be more mindful. All right, quick review. Here's the 4 steps to go from exhausted to energized. We talked about clearing clutter and how to implement that, how to get moving, how do you honor your yes and your no, and how to just breathe. So what's next? What if you're concerned about following through on your own and you'd like to help implementing these steps? I'm going to share with you how we can make that happen. So remember at the beginning when I told you about a free gift that I had for you, and I'd like to share that with you now. So your free gift is a coaching call. It's a free complimentary gift, and it's a call with me. And here's what happens on the call. We'll have a conversation about you and your goals and the vision that you have for your health and your life. And so what is it that you really want different? And then how can we get that? How can you get that? And then together we'll create a plan on how to set up the conditions in your life for you to have success, incorporating support, accountability, and follow through. So that's just a discussion, a conversation that we have on the phone. Then on the call, if you see the value in working together and we decide to work together, we can get started right away. So there's no waiting on it. And if you don't decide to work together, that's okay too. Hopefully you'll still implement these steps into your life. So this call is really meant for you. If you don't know how to slow down or do anything different, check, I can relate to that. Are ready to take control of your life and done making excuses, check. Are willing to take risk, try new things, and be stretched beyond your current experience. So again, do something new, check. You're willing and ready to invest in yourself to get the results that you really want. You're resourceful and not resistant to change. And you know you need help and you really want support and accountability. So that's what this is for. This is for you if you feel like you are in that situation. This applies to you. Why are we doing this? Well, we really would like to see you implement these steps free from struggle, worry, anxiety. So I know it can be discouraging and not getting the results that you want when you try many things, because I've been there. So this call is meant for you to help you implement these steps and have success. The space is limited. We only do this for a few days, so you're going to want to take advantage of this right away. Here's the link. I'm going to be sending you a follow-up email that will also have the link. So you want to go ahead and click on that and secure your spot for the next few days. And I really appreciate you joining us. It's been a pleasure having you here. I'm going to unshare my screen, and I'm going to go back to hopefully seeing you and see if we have any questions. All right, so if anybody has any questions, I have a question right here. What is your pricing structure for private coaching? Well, on the call, I actually share that. So I have a program that's called Creating Calm Out of Chaos, and I can share that with you on the call because I really like to know what it is you want to do first and make sure it's a good fit for you. So again, the call is complimentary, so you can schedule with me and we can talk about that and how that can help you accomplish these goals that you have for yourself. Any other questions from anybody? Maybe y'all could just give me a 1 if you got something you could take away today. Did you find that you learned something that you can implement into your life today? You can type a 1 in there. All right, we got somebody that said yes, way to go. All right, anybody else feel like they learned something today that they can implement? You can just type a 1 in the chat if that's you. Anybody else? All right, so once again, I'm gonna send you a follow-up with the replay of this and the link to my scheduler. And please take advantage of that free gift if this is something that you would like help with, just how to implement these into your life. Oh, I got another question. What do you suggest for knowing when enough is enough? Okay, so enough is enough. Well, I think that's something you have to answer yourself. So when you feel like on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you've just had it up to here, and you really want things to be different. I would say if you're on the higher end of that scale, then you really want to find a different way to do it. That's where I was at. I really felt like I didn't want to continue the way I was living, and I didn't know how to do it anything differently. So the coaching is what really helped me identify those things. So you got to kind of ask yourself, have I tried everything and I'm not getting the results I want, and would help be the next best step? So that's what I found. Any other questions? Great questions too. All right, well, we're right on schedule, so I want to thank you all for joining me again. It's been fabulous having you, and I look forward to helping you in the future. If you didn't join my Facebook group already, please do, because I'll be putting things in the, adding things there all the time and giving you support there as well. And please let me know how I can help you. Bye for now. Thank you.